Well, with finals football safely in their back pocket for the first time in 6 years, Western Sydney Wanderers now attempt to rubber stamp a first home final, almost 7 years to the day since they last hosted an end-of-season showdown. And, of course, put the pressure on both the Mariners and Adelaide by moving it to second spot. A win over Wellington Phoenix will secure those prizes, but, of course, the Knicks have their own reasons to want to win here at CommBank for what would be the third consecutive occasion. A top 6 spot not quite yet guaranteed, and their recent slip in form could allow any one of 4 clubs outside the top half to move in on the blind side. Here's the team news for tonight's game. 3 changes for the Wanderers, who welcome back captain Marcelo from his suspension as Tom Beadling drops down to the bench. Further forward, Amor Layuni gets his reward for netting the winner against Melbourne Victory as he's restored to the 11 in place of Yenny Makoto. And Roman Amalfitano, who was given a breather last week, replaces Cassini Yengi. Brandon Borrello makes his 100th A-League appearance. He has 7 goals in his last 8 matches. Milos Ninkovic suits up for his 200th, and Aidan Simmons continues to keep Gabriel Kleur out at right back. 2 changes for the Knicks. Tim Payne shifts back into central defence as Callan Elliott is recalled at right back. Nico Boxall drops out of the matchday squad, and Bozidar Kraev returns in preference to Costa Barbarouses. Oscar Zavada came off with a hip problem against Brisbane last week, but he is good to go. Josh Laws is back on the bench after serving his suspension. Ben Old is absent through injury. It's actually the Wanderers' 150th home game in the competition tonight, played at 7 different stadiums. But this is home, and the penultimate round of the Isuzu UTE A-League Man is underway. 10 matches to go in total, and several issues still to be resolved. The Wanderers are in the finals, but Greyskill, will Wellington Phoenix join them?
Well, it's a great question, Simon, and good evening. Pleasure to be here for what has real potential to be an entertaining fixture between these 2 sides. As for whether or not Wellington can join Western Sydney in that final run, well, they've got a bit of work to do.
They do. They've got this trip tonight to Western Sydney, and then they're back in Sydney next week for a game against Macca. There's the form guide. It doesn't look too clever, does it, for Wellington Phoenix? They've just dropped off at the crucial points of the campaign. But points in hand. Oh, Amor Layuni. Ollie Sale came out to meet him. Borrello will keep the ball alive. Wellington lucky to survive for now. And the shot came in ultimately from Adama Traore, who in recent weeks has been given a lot of licence to get forward, but Ollie Sale made the decision to come there and meet Amor Layuni. He's onside, the Tunisian, and the goalkeeper perhaps just lucky that his radar was a little off-key.
Well, it was a superbly timed run there from Layuni. Did really well just to check his shoulder and keep himself onside. He's just slightly skewed that shot. Looked as though he almost had half an eye for Borrello, who was streaming forward as well.
Tim Payne. Alex King just waiting to see if any advantage accrued for Wellington before blowing for the foul by Borrello.
Yeah, perhaps a little overzealous there from Borrello. But you can just see Western Sydney happy to sit back, absorb pressure. And Wellington are just starting to make a little bit of ground up into their attacking half. And Borrello, he seems to be the instigator for that press and for that pressure coming from the Wanderers.
He's not shy of getting his hands dirty, is he, Brandon Borrello? Busy all over the park. This is David Ball. Simmons will come away with it. Gets away from the challenge of Clayton Lewis. It's really well done by the youngster. And it's Amor Layuni for the Wanderers. A little heavy off Ninkovic. Back for Layuni, though. And now Ninkovic. 1-0 Wanderers. Brandon Borrello once again in the right place for the cutback from Milos Ninkovic. And after that early territorial domination by Wellington Phoenix, it's the Wanderers who strike first. through their striking talisman. It's a dozen for the campaign for Brendan Borrello.
Well, that's as easy as you like from the Wanderers, and you do have to commend the fantastic work from Aidan Simmons, the youngster, brushing off one, challenges two. But Leuni here, dazzling down this right-hand side. Had runners slowly coming into the box, and he did well to connect. Not sure how much Ninkovic meant that initial touch, but magic feet from Ninkovic, and easy as you like for Borrello.
Well, as you say, Grace, terrific work by Aidan Simmons in the first place to set up that attack. It almost seemed to have broken down, and from Wellington Phoenix's point of view, it's a very, very soft goal to concede. Borrello doesn't care, though. A point for the Wanderers tonight will mathematically guarantee a home final. Incredible to think they haven't had one of those since that crazy day against Brisbane in 15-16 when they won 5-4. Sorry, Brisbane fans. Now Leuni in behind Sutton once again. What can he do this time? The little step over, still going. Brilliant stuff from Leuni, brought down by Borrello. Still alive for the Wanderers. Simmons, drop of the shoulder from Borrello. He's so strong, gets the shot in. There are one or two appeals for handball there. Play continues for now.
It's poetry in motion there, perhaps a little fortuitous with the ball through. Sam Sutton should have done better on one or two occasions, but talk about deft touches. This is the shout for the handball. Looks like it to be off the chest, rather.
And even if there was a bit of arm, they were probably close enough to the chest. Two clubs actually playing for a trophy tonight. It's called the Sister Cities Shield. Blacktown in Western Sydney and Porirua in Wellington have been sister cities since 1984, so they've got a trophy to play for tonight. At the moment, it's going to be sitting in the Wanderers cabinet, maybe to be joined by something a bit bigger later, who knows. Here's Leuni free again, and more Leuni. Well, it wasn't on his favoured left foot, and maybe that's why he skewed his effort wide, but again, the spaces appeared so easily.
Well, it was great transitional football from Western Sydney. This pass, excellent to Leuni. Just lost the stride of the ball. He's reaching for that strike on his right foot. I think you have to get that shot on target in the 18-yard box, but how good the Wanderers are looking going forward at the moment. Wellington Phoenix is struggling to deal with that quick counter-attacking football.
Marcelo looking to drive it crossfield. Picks out Leuni. Can't link up with Simmons. Well protected by Kraev. Oh, he's turned back into trouble. He has. Pinched by Nieuwenhof. Borrello. Nieuwenhof. 2-0. Easy as you like. Callum Nieuwenhof's fourth of the campaign. Brendan Borrello gets an assist to go with his goal. And the Wanderers are too clear.
Yet again for Western Sydney Wanderers, as easy as you like on the Harvey Norman replay. Kraev has just shown a little bit too much of the ball. And look, this is a selfless layoff from Borrello, and it had to be as well. Nieuwenhof, composed, cool, calm under pressure. That is a neat finish.
Bozidar Kraev just turned right into trouble. Nieuwenhof pinched it. Played the little wall pass with Borrello, and there was only ever going to be one result from there. Given the tightness of the top six, of course, those two Wanderers goals in terms of the as live ladder means that Sydney have currently moved up into fifth without kicking a ball yet this weekend. could all change, of course. Here's Amalfitano. He's looking for the return ball for Dama Traore. There is the As Live ladder. And it shows that the Wanderers, if it stays this way, will move up into second tonight. Scooped up over the top by Borrello for Layudi, who's been mesmerising in this first half. Ninkovic's touch. The combination football from the Wanderers is a joy to watch. This is brilliant. Nieuwenhof. And Borrello stopped by Sale. I tell you what, that would have been one of the goals of the season in terms of team goals. They are really turning on the style, the red and black.
Well and truly champagne football, that is.
Turn by Traore. Off the head of Payne. Triumph. Ninkovic having a little nibble at the ankles of the Bulgarian. Free kick, Wellington Phoenix. Partly disguised in the dugout, but a lot to chew on. Wellington announced Giancarlo Italiano as his successor this week, so they'll have some continuity next season. There he is. Edge of the technical zone. Free kick from Clayton Lewis. It wasn't a bad header, you know, from David Ball, who struck the post 3 times last week against Brisbane. And he's probably had Wellington's best 2 opportunities.
It was a nice delivery. Perhaps a little short in terms of being in front of the frame of the goal.
Another thing Wellington do have in their favour in terms of the top 6 races, their goal difference is better than the 2 teams directly outside the 6 at the moment, Newcastle Jets and Western United, which may yet come into play. Simmons bursting through the gap, still going, Aidan Simmons, and Ollie Sale again with a big right hand, keeping the Phoenix alive. Aidan Simmons that close to his first goal at senior level.
It was a big save from Ollie Sale, and it needed to be. Great productive run-in from Aidan Simmons. And again, another delightful pass around the corner for Western Sydney Wanderers. But a key save from Sale this late in the half. I think 3-0 may have been too steep a hill to climb.
Having said that, 2 big saves from Ollie Sale. Here's Layudi. Nieuwenhof. Borrello had a look around, no defender. Now there's one in the shape of Gigarkovic, taken back by Merchela. Layudi. Nieuwenhof reeled it in beautifully. Callum Nieuwenhof! Agonisingly close to a 3rd for Western Sydney and a 2nd for Callum Nieuwenhof. This time there was nothing Sale could do about it.
I'll tell you what, he makes those touches look effortless, Callum Nieuwenhof. And that's just a whisper past the far post, and Ollie Sale has his hands in the air after that. But what a match this young man is having, what a season Callum Nieuwenhof continues to have for Western Sydney.
Lewis, and that is half-time. Thoroughly entertaining stuff, particularly from the Wanderers, for whom Brandon Borrello scored the opening goal on 9 minutes, his 12th of the campaign, and then Callum Nieuwenhof, who's had a barnstorming first half with his 4th of the season, just after the half-hour mark. Ollie Sale has made a couple of big saves. Wellington have had some opportunities of their own. But if there was any doubts about the Wanderers, that first half has dispelled it. The red and black are back. Of that, there can be little doubt. At the interval, Western Sydney Wanderers 2, Wellington Phoenix 0. Off we go in the second half. No changes made by either teams in terms of personnel, Grayscale, but in terms of Wellington's performance, I reckon Ufuk Talay might have had a little bit to say at the break.
A little bit to say, perhaps putting it lightly. But the intensity, the energy from Wellington Phoenix needs to step up in this second half. I did speak to Marco Rudan in the pre-show. Talked to him a little bit about his team's second half goals, or more so the goals they concede, which is a leakier statistic for them.
Yeah, they can drop off a little bit. They have the cushion of a 2-goal advantage. Wellington looking to start the second half on the front foot. Elliott combining with Ugarkovic. Now Clayton Lewis looks to ping it over towards that left-hand side, but it's way too high for Bozidar Kraev. Clayton Lewis, who missed a chunk of the season, of course, with that serious knee injury. Memory serves, it was a game against Melbourne City over at the Cape Town, which they lost by 2-0. Schneiderlin, Amalfitano, Aidan Simmons has sprung the offside trap around the goalkeeper. Surely Aidan Simmons! 3-0 and a first goal in the A-League men's competition for Aidan Simmons. And just reward for a fine run of form and an excellent night's work tonight in front of the red and black block. What a moment for the teenager.
Well, that is a well-deserved goal for the youngster. On the Harvey Norman replay, Aidan Simmons' relentlessness tonight is the word to epitomise this young player. Did not give up on the challenge, did not give up on the ball. Put himself into a great position. And a neat cut back onto his left foot to tuck that one away. What a performance from the young man this evening.
I tell you what, how about the composure? Because he's got an awful lot to do. It's a lovely ball from Amalfitano. He shows strength to get rid of Barbarouses, balance to get around Sale, and then the composure to finish. Wonderful stuff from a real talent.
That's brilliant, brilliant from Aidan Simmons. He had close attention as well. Costa Barbarouses as a player is no slouch himself. Great physicality.
Schneiderlin with a no-look pass. Maybe he should have looked. Ugarkovic. Is there something still in this game for the Knicks? David Ball. Barbarouses. Again, they look for Zavada but can't find him. Schneiderlin. Amalfitano's made the run down the left. Slips it through. Yeni and Bakoto, this for 4. Ollie Sale reached up and poured it away. But they're being ripped apart defensively, Wellington at times, by a rampant Wanderers.
It was a great hand from Ollie Sale. It needed to be. Yet again, a piercing pass. Amalfitano, the run from Mbakoto as well. So well timed. Almost had a little bit too long to look at it, and Ollie Sale has done really well to reach out a strong paw to that one.
Minutes to go in Parramatta. Western Sydney Wanderers all but guaranteed a home final. Now they're chasing their biggest win of the season, which stands at 4-0. They've fall past Sydney FC in the derby, of course, and Macca. Still plenty of time to add to their tally. Here come the Knicks, though, through Elliots and Jugarkovic. Finally forces a save out of Lawrence Thomas, and it was a good one too.
Good goalkeeping there from Lawrence Thomas. Had to be alert to danger. What's been a really quiet night for the goalkeeper. He's read that well. It was a good cutback from Elliott. I say for Wellington, it's been a much improved second half in the way of containment. Registered 3 shots on target, matching that of Western Sydney after what was a really dominant 45 minutes in the opening for the Wanderers.
Here come the Wanderers. Nicholas Milanovic, and Macca wanted it wide right. It goes to Yengi instead. Make that 4. Kusuni Yengi through the legs of Ollie Sale. Wellington's misery is complete. Mark Horadan punches the air in delight. The Wanderers will be second tonight.
Well, that's smart play from the Wanderers on the Harvey Norman replay. Kusuni Yengi does so well to time this run. Comes across the defensive line. Ollie Sale will be terribly frustrated, but the substitutes combining for what is yet another tidy finish from Western Sydney, and they are flying.
Kusuni Yengi's 4th of the season. And Nicholas Milanovic had options, both centrally and on the right. Macca was screaming forward, but it was the right option. And it's a tidy finish in front of the red and black block by the substitute. Ending the game with the ball at his feet. He's had a statement season. The Wanderers are having a statement season. And tonight they really stuck the boot into Wellington. 4 goals equally split into 2 halves of almost perfect football by the home side. Callum Newenoff on target in the first half after Brendan Borrello had given them the lead. Aidan Simmons and Kusuni Yengi after the break. The only cloud on the night, that injury to Amor Leuni. But the Wanderers win again. They are up to second. And it finished at Combank. Western Sydney Wanderers 4, Wellington Phoenix 0.